my chiropractic adjustment, still hurts. And I went to the post office, had a lovely conversation with two ladies in there. They were both from Michigan. So of course when I hear Michigan, that's where I'm from. So I have to say hello. And one is here vacationing with her girlfriend. She's a bike rider, so they camp. And she rode her bike up to the post office, but she's wanting to move here when she retires. God bless everybody. That's why I say I'm so lucky. Now I know there's people that wouldn't be in Florida for nothing. Letty is one, but like I said, it's a paradise during the winter, and it's beautiful looking in the summer. The heat is what I can't take. So anyway, I'm going to take Lorraine Road. I'm on my way to have breakfast with Debbie. I think we'll go to the Broken Egg if she'll meet me there. She's at a bone density, getting her bones checked out. And one of the ladies there had said that they still have a home in DC because her husband's job is there, and they have a place here. They just bought a place in downtown Sarasota, which, man, that's different. I wouldn't want to be in downtown Sarasota. Anyway, she said that she had a disabled child that is in a home in DC. And I had shared with her the one YouTuber that I love to watch. Her name is Emily Wallace. And I think hers is called It's a Wonderful Life. And I worry about her and pray for her because she has 6 children. The first child is a boy, and he has nothing wrong. The second little girl, she's like 8 or 9. They just found out that she has CRMO, and it's some kind of something that attacks the bones, and she has to have, it's very rare, she has to have like chemotherapy once a month for a while, and then methotrexate or something like a cancer drug. And so her mom has to go and spend time with her in the hospital on the day she has her infusions. And then after her, she had twin boys. And she said she knew something was wrong with the one from the time he was born. He wouldn't suck. He couldn't take in the milk. It would just go all over the place. He was losing weight. He cried non-stop. So I think at like almost 6, 8 months old, he was in the hospital for something. She kept telling the doctor something's wrong. Anyway, they found out, that he had a broken clavicle that was due to his birth because he was born. He was the second one born, and he had probably the way he came out because he was breech and they had to pull him out. That's probably why he had a broken clavicle, probably why he cried all the time. She felt awful when they found out. Then she still said she found things that didn't seem right, and they had him to doctors all the time. And then I think when he was 2, they finally found a doctor, and they said it could be something as serious as Angelman syndrome. And they did genetic testing and found out, yes, he did have Angelman syndrome, which is horrific. I won't go into all of it. If you're interested, look it up. But he is the sweetest, happiest child. Usually they say they are. He will never be able to speak. He makes noises, like loud noises, but he can't speak. And he wants to tear up everything, and his strength is getting really ridiculous. And like he likes to hug and hug on people, and sometimes he bites people. And so they had to have this bed, and thank God somebody donated the money for him. I think it was $10,000, and it looks like a tent that zips up, but it's a way that he can't escape, because you should have seen what they tried to do to keep him in his crib. It was horrific. And then they had to get special pajamas to put on backwards and zip up backwards because he would get out of them. And of course, he messed his diaper. It was a mess. So that they had to contend with. And then he drooled so much that he would get Botox injections in his salivation glands to keep that, because it would just puddle and pool. It was ridiculous. And she said it was hard for him and it was hard for them. Nobody wanted to get near him and touch him, you know, because his drool and soaking wet all the time. So that was another issue. Then they had to get him special shoes and braces. They said they didn't know if he'd ever walk. He walks, but it's clubfoot and it's difficult, you know. And so he has a wheelchair. He has a special chair that they used to tie him into a chair at the table. Now they have a beautiful seat, a seat that he can sit at. He has a communication thing now. They moved from upstate New York, because they got no help. There was no provisions for disabled kids there. So they took all 6 kids to Colorado Springs in a van. They had to put a plexiglass thing up between the one with Angelman and the other ones, because he's always reaching and going after them. And there's no way a 3-day trip they could deal with that. So they did that. So then the second one, the other twin, was diagnosed later with autism, and it's pretty bad. And he has meltdowns and goes crazy. And then the 4th child is fine. 5th child, or the 6th child, can't speak. I can't remember what they call it. There's a word, dyslexia, I don't know. Anyway, they, can you imagine? And then her mom died during COVID, which was her really close friend and confidant. And after her mother died, her dad stopped speaking to him, so she was cut off from all family. So when they moved, they got some help, and then her husband took the CNA test so that he could be paid to stay at home and work with their son, the one that's the worst, with the Angelman syndrome. I worry about her because I can't imagine even having one child with a disability puts stress on a family, a marriage. She has a wonderful husband, but to have 4 out of 6 kids with a problem, a pretty serious problem, serious, I can't imagine. The paperwork you go through for one to try to get help and meds and care, and oh my God, and the schools, and they've had to get a lawyer so that they could advocate for the 2, so that each child could have one-on-one, because the one got hurt, and he wasn't having one-on-one, and he got a severe concussion from falling. So then they were going to say, well, we can't keep him in school, and you know, she feels it's very important for them to have the interaction with school, to have a schedule. She said when they have vacation from school, they really go off the rails, because they don't have, you know, the constant schedule that they had when they're in school. Long story on this whole thing, but when you see a family out in public, maybe at a restaurant, that have a disabled child, if you can, pay for their dinner. Tell them how great they're doing. Give them a hug. They need it desperately. And none of us, and they get so much rhetoric, you know, from people that have no clue what it's like to have a disabled child. They have no clue, but yet they still got their tongues wagging, and hurtful stuff with families that are struggling just to get by, just to make it through a day. You know, it makes me sad. We're all so critical and judgmental. Anyway, I didn't mean to go down that story line, but I will put their channel up, And she did come on and say that she was taking a break from YouTube, as she has another job, as she does from home. Don't know what that is, but on the computer. God bless them all. I'm praying for you, Emily, and hope to send some people your way. She was taking a break, like I said. Don't know if it's how long it'll be, but yeah, God bless her. Okay, going to breakfast with Debbie. Now, I haven't heard from her, so we'll see. Talk to you later. Bye. I'm going to close the video for today. Remember, be good to yourself, be good to others, and God will bless your efforts. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.